as always. I know
Yeah.
you're doing a lot of work, which is good. So I actually didn't prepare anybody for this Facebook I live. I told everybody I'm just gonna let you know right at the last moment. So so everybody's gonna be tuning in. So that's
Yes,
good.
we like that.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So, Mir, how's everything with you? I have a few things that I want to talk to you about. I remember last time we talked about everything, but this
Yeah.
week I actually prepared something for you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, and
Hmm.
I don't know if you know, but it's going to be something that you're doing, which is very dear to me as well too, and it's
Hmm.
about family.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to ask you some questions because it's a very important topic for me as well. So I want to get
Hmm.
your thoughts on it because I have a lot of my family going to be watching this too. So
Hmm.
I want to ask you first up, Mir, why do you think that your family is so important in terms of not just your life, but in terms of how successful you become as an individual?
Oh, okay. So few reasons.
Mm-hmm.
The first reason is that the family is what bring about children,
Yeah.
and children are what going to shape tomorrow. So the future is defined by the quality of today's parents.
Mm,
Today's parents define tomorrow's civilization. And,
okay.
and, you, and you will see that the problem is that parents, despite all the love they have, never got a manual of how do you raise a child? How do you
Mm,
raise a child? And there are many, many, many opinions on how to raise a child. Probably there are more opinion about raising children than parents,
yeah.
because you either say, I don't want to be like my parents,
Yeah.
or I want to be like my parents, or I would try not to be like my parents, but I will be like my parents. So it's all to do with how your parents, what they did,
Yeah.
and it's your level of misunderstanding of your parents.
Hmm.
And no one actually come to you and say, hey, you want to be a parent? Let me give you the actual, not opinions. There are many, many opinions about how to raise children. I'm not talking about the opinions. I'm talking about what's the basic laws about raising children. And there
Yeah.
are actually basic laws. There are basic laws that if you know them, the child, you as a parents will achieve your expected result. What's the purpose of the child, of the parents? The purpose of the parents is to maximize the potential of the child.
Mm, okay.
And only if you have those tools will you be able to do that. Otherwise, you do exactly the opposite. You will kill the potential of the child. And that's what most parents do, despite the immense love, the unbelievable amount of love
Yeah.
that they have.
So, and you're right because the parents always have good intention.
Always.
Their intention is for their kids to do well. And me growing up, and I've seen a lot of my friends growing up, and my parents obviously loved me. They wanted everything the best for me. Um, However, I do remember there are a lot of times my parents said, "Oh, don't do this." Or if you do this, you'll get in trouble, or you'll make this mistake and stuff. So, why do you think that the parents kind of get into that frame where they want to? I think is because they want to protect you, but they don't really feel that by protecting you, they're stopping you from being yourself.
Yeah, I think that parents simply don't understand two things. The first thing parents don't understand, they really think that they love their children, but
Okay.
their love to the children is almost zero in relationship to the love that the children have to them.
Mm.
Children love the parents 100 million times more than parents love their children. And because parents don't realize that,
Yeah.
they have these ideas that the child is bad, that the child is doing something on purpose, that the child tried to damage them, that the child don't appreciate what they're going through, and they blame the child all the time. The
Mm.
truth is, if they would just realize how much the child loved them, they would change everything.
Wow.
And their action is the proof that they don't actually understand how much the child loved them. And probably that's the biggest lie of all. The biggest lie of all is that parents don't actually realize that their children love
Hmm.
them 100 million times more than they love the children. And they love the children a lot.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, they
love the
do.
children a lot. So just imagine how much love the child have for the parent. So that's the first thing.
Okay. Number two.
Number two, the second thing that there are quite a few, and that's what I'm doing in the Family Academy. I'm teaching all of those, but I'll give you a few.
Hmm.
The second thing that parents don't know is that children always, 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 always have good intention
Hmm.
and often bad result. And the mistake that the parents do, they evaluate the children based on the results and not based on the intention.
Hmm.
And this is true for
True.
children, it's true for everyone, because if people will evaluate you based on your intention, you will see that everyone will improve. Because if I see your good intention, despite the bad results, and if you know that I saw your good intention, you
Yeah.
will improve. The result will improve. But if I will evaluate the result and I see that the results are bad, and obviously if the results are bad, then it's not good,
Yeah.
then you will get more bad results. How do you get good results? You ignore the result, you look at the intention. You validate good intention, the results are inevitably going to be good.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And so Mir, do you think like you talked about the first concept about children loving you, a million times more than the parents actually do? Do you think that that happens when the children are actually coming into this world, they're new to this world, and then as time goes by, I do feel that now my parents kind of look towards me more for love than maybe I look at them for love because I'm busy with life and everything as they're getting older. So can you explain that a little bit of how that works?
Yeah. So what happened is like that. So children love the parents and life goes on and the
Hmm.
parents do the next mistake. And the
Hmm.
next mistake is that because the parents love the children,
Hmm.
they don't demand from them to help. They want to give them without insisting that the child will pay back. What do I mean?
Mm.
In life, there's a concept that called a criminal. What is a criminal? A criminal is a person
Hmm.
that take without giving.
Yes.
Someone come to your home, take your laptop, and he didn't give you a check. So he's a criminal. If he will leave a check, he's not a criminal. He's a purchaser. He's a client.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
so the, so so what's most of the time the criminals are not those people that come and steal from you. Most of the
Hmm.
time the criminals are the people that you give and never ask back for anything back.
Ah.
So
Okay.
you created the criminal, and that's what happened with parents children. They give, and they don't expect anything back because they say I love you, so I give you. the
Yeah.
truth is
Exactly.
The truth is, if I love you, I need to get back from you. Help do not mean to give without getting anything in return. That's
Mm.
criminality. So I give you, but I expect something back, and I need you to pay me back for your own good. Now, if you
Mm.
don't do that, what happens is like that. Me and you are right. Me and you are wonderful. You are my parent, and we are right. And then you
Yeah.
give me, I feel wrong. I'll do that with this hand. You give me, I feel wrong. And you give me more, and I feel wrong. And you give me more, and I feel wrong. And I feel wrong, and I feel wrong. But I
Mm.
cannot do anything about it. So the first thing I start to do is I start to be a bad boy, and I start to attack you and to interfere with you and to break things and to do things that you don't like. So I make you
Mm.
wrong, so I feel that I'm right. Because if you're so good, I'm
Yeah.
really good. If the more good you are, the worse it's getting. So I need to make you wrong. And that's what happened in the beginning. And later on, As I grow and I have more resources as a young person or as an adult, I
Yeah.
disconnect from you because I don't need you. But you will
Mm.
see that children that actually give back, children that from age of 0 got to work, like old days. In old days, the children were working in the family and they
Yes.
stay connected to the family, and it's not important what's the age. The child admired the parents and respected the parents and been with the parents and supported the parents. But right now it's not, because, and the only reason is because the parents has been misinformed to translate love as don't ask something back. And you will see all your life, whenever you got problem, is because you help a friend and you didn't ask for something back. This person will not be your friend. He will not be
Mm.
your friend. It's just a matter of time before he will shoot you. It's just a matter of time before he will disconnect from you. It's just a matter of time before he will start to think bad things about you. It's just a matter of time when he will die and you will not be able to help him, because
Mm.
you helped him without getting something back. So help do not mean to give for free. Help mean to give and to get something back. There is not one person in the universe that cannot give something back.
Mm.
If I help you, there is a way for you to help me back. There is a way. And if I agree not to get something back, I actually destroyed me and you,
Mm.
both of us. So that's
Wow.
the big mistake of parents. They don't insist on getting something back. They don't insist that whatever happened, we need something back. Let me just say hi to everyone that
Yeah,
joined.
definitely.
So I see Facebook user and I see Pedro and I see Bonnie. Hi. And we have people on Instagram.
Nice.
I see Alexandra, yes, and I see more and more and more people joining us and saying hi. And it's really, really nice. We are on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. It's really beautiful. And if you're with us and you want to get more data, please follow me on Meir Ezra Official on Instagram. If you have
Definitely.
any question, private message me, DM me, and I will always answer and give you answers that you may not like or probably you will not like, but they will be effective.
He will
And
answer you. That's for sure. I know that. Yes.
yeah, always answering. And we're talking about the family today. And if you want to learn more about families, go to meirezra.com/family. You will see the link is on the screen right now. And if you're on Instagram, simply go to my profile and hi, Tommy. Nice to see you. And we have more people that joining him. I see, and more comments. That's really nice. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And then, Mir, you have a real replay going on tonight, and I know my dad is joining that one.
Ah, really?
So, yeah, yeah, he was asking me. Sorry?
Which replay do I have
Uh,
today? I don't.
uh, you have the family replay on the 7th of July at 8 p.m.
Wow,
Yes,
nice.
yes, yes. He asked me for your link, so it was nice, and I was like, okay, I'll send it to him. So he's gonna be watching it tonight. So
Yeah.
he's pretty thrilled. But Mary,
One more thing. So if you're watching this and you want to get to go onto the replay, just go to meirezra.com and pick up the events tab, and you will be able to. You'll see a calendar of event, and you can just click and register and be there.
yeah, I
Hello.
think every other day or every other day there's a real replay that they can tune into, right? So that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, Mary, what you shared was really amazing about your parents always giving you, and you're right. I was going through the flashback of my life about my parents always being there and giving, and you're right. I think parents sometimes just say, "Hey, no, don't worry, you don't have to give anything back because we love you. We're here to support you. We're here to kind of do it." And you're right. I can see why me and my brother and my sister, we all have different relationships with our parents because we took that information very differently, right? So it's phenomenal. And then, Samir, what you're saying is pretty much every parent does that.
Yeah.
I pretty much I've talked to every parent that I've talked to. they feel that they don't need anything back from their kids.
Yeah, and
So
it's
yeah,
wrong. It's wrong
yeah.
because you create small criminals that become
Mm,
later on big criminals, and then they become they have anxiety, and then they have depression, and then when they go to the age of 12, 13, 14, they don't want to talk to you. Of course they don't want to talk to you because they feel that they cheated you all those years. So of course they
yeah.
don't want to talk to you. Who don't you want to talk to? People that you are hiding something from. What do they hiding from you? That they actually did not help.
Mm,
and
yeah.
and I have three kids. I have three
Hmm.
kids. Uh, all of them are so Gal is 28. Never had this period of not being with us in contact or having something against us. Or all of these things that kids usually have from the age of 13 to 20 something.
Hmm.
Never, not for a second. My daughter the same, not for a second. My youngest son the same. It's
Yeah.
never like that. It's never like that. Why? Because we know what is the correct method of raising children.
Mm,
And there's one correct way to raise children and infinite incorrect ways to raise children. Now, how do you know that it's correct? Because
hmm.
the moment that you start to apply it, the
Hmm.
relationship improve. The moment that you start, not a week later, the
Yeah.
moment that you hear the knowledge, at that moment there's an improvement already
Yes.
on the spot. Like, you say, yes, of course, yes, and immediately your viewpoint change and the improvement happen.
Yes. Yes. And that's the beautiful thing about everything that I've learned from you, what you basically say, hey, go in and do this. And as soon as you go do this, it works. It just works. Right. So, like it's always worked for me as well too. And then that's one of the reasons why I want to call with you. One of the things I think a lot of my family is going to be watching it, this one particular, my uncles, my aunts and everything, they're going to be asking, they're going to be thinking in the back of their head. So, Mir, you said that as parents, we should get something back from our kids too. So, what could that be? Because we can't ask them to pay us back through money or something like that. So, what do you think that we should come to an agreement with our kids at a young age to teach them how to give us back?
Okay, so I'll take my son. When my son was, I think, about 3 years old, the moment that he started to control his body, he had
Yeah.
the job of moving the laundry so first of all, pushing things into the washing machine,
Mm-hmm.
and then moving the laundry from the washing machine to the dryer, and
Mm,
then taking it out of the dryer. Of course, someone helped him, my wife or someone helped him to do that, but that was his job and
mm,
no one would do it without him. He
mm.
helped. From the
Ah,
age of 0, he helped. Later on,
nice.
my oldest son had the job of fixing beds. Okay, so he
Mm,
had a job. His job was to fix the bed, and my daughter had the job of making breakfast. So she had to
mm,
make breakfast. It's something that you get a job and you have to do it. And once
mm.
they understand that they're contributing to the family, once they understand that you will see actually that children instinctively want to do that. It
Yeah,
takes parents years to suppress this urge.
to
It
not
takes
make
them,
them do it.
yeah, to not make them do it, not to be patient enough, not to wait, but it takes them years to suppress the child natural instinct to help.
Mm,
And then you create a scumbag because the guy is just complaining and nothing is okay, nothing is good, and he's unhappy, and you've got the average teenager.
yeah,
No, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be like that. Three
And
kids didn't have that.
yeah, and it's quite amazing because when you were explaining it, that when you keep giving them, right, and then you get used to it, then they start hating you, right? And that's why kids come back, and then what they do is they say, "Oh, my life is like this because of my parents."
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they start hating their parents. I've seen a lot of teenagers, especially in teenage, they're like, I can't do 100 things because of you, dad, or because of you, mom, and they feel that their life has been crushed. And a lot of people commit suicide, and too, like teenagers in those
yeah.
age, because they feel that they cannot love their parents because their life is the way because of their parents, right? So do you think that that's why it's because of this, because they're used
When
to?
there's lack of love,
Yeah.
it was prior to lack of love was lack of production.
Mm.
People that produce love. People that don't produce don't love. If you produce, if you bring result, you love the whole world. You kiss the car, you kiss the pen, you kiss the computer because things happening. You produce. When you don't produce, when you sit and watch YouTube all day long, you want to kill
Yeah.
everyone around you. So
Yeah.
you want to be happy. You want to have no anxiety. You have demand from your children to produce, not ask. You demand. They have to know it's not an option. You do it
Mm.
with an agreement, but they have to
Mhm.
know this is not an option. This is not a
Mhm.
maybe. You want, I give you food, I give you shelter, I give you everything you need. You going to work and produce and a lot. And if you don't do
Mm.
that with your kids, they will become a nightmare.
Yeah.
Every single student that I have that study with me on these things, you will see that the kids is just angels. Angels,
Yes.
angels, angels, angels. Why? Because you get them to work. They need
Yeah.
to work and hard. And really, the best thing to do is look in past times, look in old times, and you will
Mhm.
see that in old times, children started to work at the age of 0. They
Yeah.
worked and worked and worked and worked and worked hard. And you need to get them to work and work hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
With
right. 'Cause you're talking about it because when I remember my grandfather, he had a couple of clothing shops, and when my dad was growing up, he used to work on one of the shops, right? So from a very young age, my grandfather told him that you have to do it. So all my uncles and my dad and everything, they had an amazing relationship with their parents, and one of the things was because from a very young age they were already doing things, like they knew that they had to do it, so it was inbuilt in them that they kind of have to do this. It's That's how the world works, right? And then we came in our generation, and I think our kid we started getting everything, and our parents felt that are in a better position because they could afford more, or their finances are better, so they just need to give their kids the space and everything and stuff like that.
yes.
And yeah, yeah.
Imagine you are in a group, and
Hmm.
there's one guy that just don't do anything. He eats the same, he sleep the same, he get the same clothes, the same get everything from the group, from the company. He's in the company, get the same salary like
Hmm.
everyone else. But he's doing nothing.
Mm.
So it will be not logical, yes?
Yeah.
And of course, who is complaining the most in a company?
Yeah.
The least productive person complain the most. People that
Mm.
produce don't have time to complain. They don't have time to be teenagers. They produce.
Yeah.
If they don't produce, they have time to make list of everything that's wrong, and they don't go and fix it, but they
Yeah.
just complain. So if you want your children to be happy, if you want your friends to be happy, make sure you don't give them something for nothing. You
Yeah.
have to make sure that you don't give them something without them giving you some more than you give them, more than expected.
Mm.
Not just the same, more. Children have a major debt to their parents.
Wow.
Major debt to the parents. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you pay a mother that carry you for 9 months?
Oh,
How can you
yeah.
pay parents that for 20 years just take care of you? So they
They,
have major debt to their parents, and you as a parents need to help them. If you really love them, help them to repay this debt. Help
yes.
them from the age of 0 to do something. When the age of 0, 1, 2, 3, few days old, they pay you with smiles. That's the pay. And as
Mm.
they grow along, they pay with all kind of movement. And the moment that they can control the body to some degree, you get them to help. You get them to help to clean. So the guy can only scroll and you tell them, okay, good. So you're now going to help me to wash the floor, and you
Okay.
let him, I don't know, whatever. You find a way to get them to do something, even if it's minute,
Yeah.
and you see they will be the most happy, most able, most smart kids in the block. Why? The more you produce, the happier you are. The more you produce, the more you prove to yourself that you are able. The more you produce, the more you know what to do, because
Yes.
you prepare for life. And if you're doing nothing and everything been done for you, you are like these children of very, very, very rich people that they don't even eat. Someone move their jaws. They don't do
Oh yeah.
anything. Everything is done for them. They're terrible. The worst people are people that are born to a very, very rich families that don't demand them to produce. The problem is not that the family is rich. The problem is that they didn't ask them to produce.
Yes, you're right because I usually call them people, kids who have been spoon fed, right? And
Yeah,
all their life, they've been spoon fed, and then they basically kind of get into this thing of there. I've noticed that they're usually the ones who go to the extremes of being under depression and all those little things, right? Um, Mir, one
drugs, you name it.
one thing that I want to kind of address it to the audience as well too, and a lot of my Facebook friends, they would probably listen to your our talk over here right now, and they're gonna say, "Well, Mir's concepts are very very simple." And they are very, very simple. And you're right. One of the elements that I can pull out of it, one of the things that I applied when you taught me this principle, I remember that I realized that all my past relationships that are actually gone bad or any relationship that is still bad, I realized that I didn't produce anything. I
Yeah,
didn't add value to that relationship. So
yeah,
my current relationships, the reason why they're amazing is because I'm continuously adding value to those relationships. I'm producing something, right? So that's what I've been doing. So can you tell them why they've been trying it for so many years, and they probably would listen to us right now and they're like, yeah, Mir said just to add value, but they'll still go on after listening to us, and then they'll still go back to the routine and they'll still start struggling with the relationship. Why is
Alex.
it that they keep struggling, and why do you think that it's important for them to maybe look for an opportunity to learn something new, a new method that you're teaching, right?
Okay, good. So first of all, if something is simple, it means that it's true. It's probably true, because when something is not simple, it contains a lie. If your husband come home and try to give you this complex story, he's lying. Yes. If someone tell you, if you go to a doctor and he says, "Well, this is complicated," run, find a different doctor that say, "Ah, yes, it's simple. I know what to do."
Yeah.
Yes. So when someone tell you that something is complex, it's only because he doesn't know. Complexity, or someone that finds something that it's difficult, is only for as long as you don't know. For as long as you don't know, it's complicated. Once you
Mm,
know, it's simple for you. It's very complicated for me to play the keyboard when I don't know, but once I've learned, it's simple. I do it while I'm sleeping. It's
yes.
very difficult or complex for you to drive a car once you don't know, but once you know, it's simple. So if it's not simple, it simply won't be.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, why people fall back into their old habits and don't just apply. So two things. First of all, most people do apply. Even if they hear something,
Mm-hmm.
it's sitting there. They know it's true and they actually go and apply. So
Mm,
the truth is that people, yes, they apply, and I trust people to apply, and I've seen it many, many times. We've done the Family Academy. We deliver it for more than 1 million people under the name Parent Academy in Israel,
mm-hmm.
and it's amazing. People apply and life changes. But to get the full benefit, of course, it's not something that happened in 30 minutes of interview. You need to join the Family Academy. You need to
Exactly.
come to the free webinars. You will learn the principles, you will apply them, you will see the results, and so you have a kind of an idea of what does it mean, the Family Academy. The Family Academy is 50 lessons of 2 hours more or less each. So it's about 100 lessons altogether, other than probably another 15, 20 hours of free lessons. So it's 100 hours of paid lessons and 10 to 20 hours of free lessons,
Yes.
just to get you to the level of you know how to raise your children. So there's
Exactly.
a lot to learn. It's all simple, but there's a lot to learn, and it's super
Yeah.
effective always.
And even your free seminars, that's why I encourage everybody. I'm like, it's free. Just go watch it. Just take that 30 minutes, like, an hour and a half. Just go in and spend that time with your family and enjoy it, because there's just so much value in it that people can actually take that information and apply it, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's really, really important that I hope more and more people join us, right? So Mira, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to get you on a Facebook Live, because I want some of my Facebook friends to definitely join your free seminar that's coming on Saturday, and obviously follow you a little bit more and get to know you a little bit more. So thank you
Thank,
for dropping in.
thank you.
Um,
Just again, if you want, you should register to the Family Academy.
exactly.
Go to www.meirezra.com/family, and you can follow me on Instagram, Meir Ezra Official. And if you are in Instagram, if you're watching us on Instagram, simply go to my bio, click the link, and join the Family Academy. It will change your, and more important, your children's life.
Yes,
Thank
definitely. All right. Thank you so much, Mira. Thank you for your
you.
time. Bye.
Thank you.